Hello, we are the Thamesmen.
How are you
How you doing, Alex?
Good.
Are you ready for another evening of frivolity and class music?
As long as there's not golden earring and as long as there's not hocus pocus, I'm in.
Oh, come on. Rock yodeling is totally underrated, my friend.
I'm sorry to the person who told me off about hocus pocus that I didn't mention the guitarist, because they're absolutely right. That is a very good guitarist. It was just...
He just had a ropey start, that was all. And they were playing the song in like half the time they normally played it in, you know. But it was, I thought it was a great...
Just yodeling. I wasn't expecting it. You know?
Well,
anyway,
okay.
What we got?
Anyway, we're not talking about that tonight, are we?
What are we talking about?
Okay, so here we're talking. It is another mega group. It is a band that I know you're not familiar with. I'm marginally familiar with, but this particular track has a significance for me, so we'll talk about afterwards. But the band is Rush. And Canadian supergroup. There have been suggestions about Xanadu, but I think as Alex has never been into Rush in a big way, let's save Xanadu for another day, because that needs some. That's an epic, shall we say?
I don't know about Rush. All I know about Rush is Canadian, very good drummer. And
they're all really good. All three of them are amazing. Really.
And wasn't Xanadu something to do with Kajagoogoo?
No, you're obsessed with Kajagoogoo. Xanadu was a poem from the 17th century, I think, by was it Coleridge? And it was also I just started watching Citizen Kane. It was what Citizen Kane called his sort of huge castle he built and lived in and died in. But that's another story. But anyway, so moving on from Xanadu, this track is over 40 years old. This track is called Spirit of Radio. I don't know, we'll talk about it later, but let's do the track. Stick with us. And we will work through it. Now, this is a live version of their hometown of Toronto. So it's actually a cool version. It starts off a little bit different. And we'll take it from there. So let's get our headphones.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared.
This one's a good one. This is a real good one. So,
okay.
Okay. Have we got ourselves set up?
It's a very male white audience, probably.
Well, Canada, we'll see. All right. Are you ready?
No, what I mean is Rush. Got nothing to do with Canada, but we'll see. All right. Count me in, big boy.
All right. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
It's a great pleasure for us to play for you all here today. Thanks for coming to our hometown. We appreciate the support of this great city. sitting on the studio wall. Hey, a concert hall. Echoes with the sound of salesmen. Of salesmen. Of salesmen. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the stage, AC/DC!
What do you think?
Wow.
Just before you say it, like, I love the fact that the next band up is AC/DC. I wonder how they went down with like the Rush playing in front of their home crowd. I'm sure they'll probably be having a great time,
Hell of
but
a
it's like a
crowd,
hell of an
that.
act to follow that.
That was a hell of a crowd. I wonder how long it would take to go to the toilet. I wonder how many toilets.
If you were 20, you wouldn't ask that question, would you?
No,
But
because you don't need to go to the loo every 3 minutes, do you?
yeah, exactly. Anyway,
If I
enough
look
of
at
your
them-
problems, my friend. So what do you think?
So I know all the little segments, and it's kind of weird. I know all the riffs, and it's because I didn't grow up, and it wasn't in my circle of friends, and the regular chord structure that I like. It's quite difficult to get to grips with it. Now I recognize the musicianship, which is phenomenal.
They're super. And there's only 3 of them making that sound. That's always an amazing thing to me. It's just like you can see bands which have 6 or 7 people on stage and they never have as a fuller sound. They never feel like they fill the space. But 3 guys.
Well, how old were they when they
Neil
did
Peart on
this?
drums is ridiculous.
How old were they when they? I mean, when was this video taken?
This was 2003.
I was going to say, I thought you said it was 40 years old, and I thought, Jesus, if this is 40 years old, how old are they now?
No. That song came out 40 years ago, just over 40 years ago now.
Right.
And that was their third, fourth album or something like that. And it was okay. So, I think a lot of their albums before that would have been much longer versions, and so they didn't get any airplay. So this album, which was Permanent Waves, was designed. The tracks were more sort of radio friendly, so they would fit onto a normal playlist of a radio station. And so I think when they did this is when things really started to pick up sort of commercially for them in some regards. And so I first heard that. Okay, so I've got to get it. This song is probably the reason why I do everything that's happened in my life is probably comes back to this song, weirdly, because when I was at school, I was like 13 years old, and I signed up for the stage crew for our school, and I was like snotty-nosed 13-year-old, my first year at that school, and the stage manager, a guy called Rob Snow, he loved Rush, and we were allowed out of sort of our classes and things to build the sets and build the scenery and paint and hang lights and put up the PA for the theatre productions at our school. And we could do it late into the night. And we had this mono sound system with this pair of huge speakers. And he would play Rush. And he would play this track incredibly loud. And I remember that night, the very first night was like slightly late. And he played it at insane volume. And ever after that, I wanted to be involved in rock and roll and music and live sound. And that was the sort of the moment. So for me, that song.
So they're to blame.
That's where it all started. That's where I went downhill from there, basically. I could have been like a rocket scientist, but now I'm in pro audio. So.
And I reckon because I came in, I mean, yeah, I could understand that. And being, 13, and because I reckon I came in late to Rush, it's hard to get to grips with. And also I've never. That's the first time I've ever given it a proper listen.
Yeah.
And I liked it, and I did like it. I thought it was good, and I can. I mean, I can get. I think they're the type of band you could really geek out on, because
because the their lyrics are denser, and they can be very progressive. And they do play with style. And they play with timing a lot as well. A lot of their songs have really interesting sort of.
Because he went into a bit of dub there, and then he went back into So
I mean, they started off with Painted Black. Let's face it, that's awesome way to start a track. And Alex Lifeson on guitar, he is really well. Like I said, they're all really good.
Is that the little weasel?
What's that?
Is that the little weasel face guy?
No, he's the bass player. That's Geddy Lee.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, the guitarist is great.
You just now insulted the half of Canada.
Every Rush fan, which.
Yeah. But they were good.
Anyway, I'm back now.
Okay,
you froze me out because
give this a score. Banger, wanger. Where are you going to go on this?
And can we just say, everyone, first of all, can we just say we have ordered, and it's arriving soon, our laser scoreboard.
Yeah.
We will be unveiling it.
Scoreboard is on the way.
Yes, hopefully, once it's all plugged in and everything, the next video, you'll see our laser scoreboard.
Well, if Amazon delivers.
So in between then, we're going to do banger and wanger. All right, okay. It's my turn to go first because it was your song. So I'm going to give that... I'll give that a 7.5.
Oh, okay, all right. You wanted to go lower, didn't you? You wanted to go lower.
I give that a 7.5. But to every fan out there, how many hours have you put into Rush? And I'm sure you put in a lot. That really was my first go, and I promise I'm going to give it a second go to get the score.
Well, we'll build up to Xanadu. That's because that is like Coleridge poetry, and it's like a 11-minute track or 12-minute track. So
it was a film, and they rode a dragon. Xanadu.
Oh, was that the video? Maybe.
No, it was
It was not Kajagoogoo.
Kajagoogoo. Anyway, what's your score?
I'm going to go like 8.6 for me.
You're 8.6. You're just trying to make up for my 7.5, aren't you?
It's an 8.6. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but because it's got history for me, that song. So.
Well, next time we'll have them all ranked up on the electronic scoreboard,
on the laser scoreboard. Yeah,
our laser scoreboard. Got to shout out and say thank you to Greg and Chris from Into the Music, haven't we?
Yeah. If you haven't checked out this Greg and Chris are the Into the Music, and they do reaction videos, and they do a great job. And we
blatantly stole from them, didn't we? We blatantly stole the idea from them, and they've been so gracious to help us as well,
giving us advice. Yeah. And I hope that one day, if we ever get a respectable amount of subscribers, that we could do a reaction off.
Exactly.
We could try and surprise them, but I think we need to be more professional, because they're great. They do a great job, and they know what they're talking about, which is kind of cool.
Which is more than us.
Come on. Yeah.
All right.
Thank
you very much, George. And sorry for everyone who likes Rush. I promise I'll listen to them all.
Okay. Well, any requests?
Yes. Oh, any requests for me on Rush?
Yeah.
If you want to torture me some more, put them down there.
And subscribe if you're still listening, please. Thank you.
They won't now. Take care.
They're done. They will run away. So, all right. See you later, mate. I'll hang. Thank you.
Bye.